Week 1 of the NFL season is here. I got 4 picks for Sunday, 3 spread picks, 1 player prop. Let's dive into it and go 4-0. But first, I want to recap how we did on Thursday Night Football, a 1-1 day. We're always going to be transparent at the beginning of the videos, wins or losses. We're going to recap them. We were 1-1. David Montgomery, we appreciate your service. Now we did have Chiefs minus 4.5, a loser. It is what it is. Props to the Lions for showing up in Arrowhead. But either way, my name is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and I appreciate you for spending some time with me on whatever day you're watching. If it's Sunday, hey, it's Sunday, NFL football. But we're posting this on Friday. We have other videos going live. On Saturday, we got a player props video and parlays. Definitely check that out. We also have a video late on Saturday night. We're trying to turn $10 into $1,000 in the NFL. Stay tuned for that. I'll link them at the end of the video once they are live. But don't miss out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. Let's hit 200,000 subscribers. We're inching closer and closer to it. I appreciate it. But I have 2 notes before I dive into it. Number 1, I've talked about this a couple times on other videos, but I do have a second channel under my name, Austin O'Connell. If you want to go show some love to it, I certainly would appreciate it. It's me not doing the sports betting, but it's going to a bunch of different stadiums. We've been to a bunch of MLB stadiums, did a PO box opening. I think the video is really cool. So if you want to check it out, top link in the description. We do have a new video every Wednesday. We got some cool videos coming up for this upcoming winter with some NFL stadiums, some NBA stadiums, you name it. It's going to be fun. Go check it out. Top link in the description. Go show it some love. I really like how the videos have turned out. And number 2, we talked about this promo before, but PointsBet has a really good promo out right now, and I want to bring it to your guys' attention. If you want to get a jersey, this is probably the easiest way to do it. They're starting off a big football season with a bang. They're giving new users $150 to spend with Fanatics on an official jersey. How to do it? You sign up with the link in the description. It will be the second link right below my second YouTube channel. You place a $50 money line bet or cash bet. Just has to be cash bet on anything with minus 500 odds or longer. You can get a 150 Fanatics Fanatics voucher. Take advantage of it. Details down below if you want to go look into it. PointsBet, pretty cool app, pretty cool sports book. Take advantage of that. But you guys game for picks. I'm going to dive into the first one. Let's dive in. Saints -3 +100 on Caesar Sportsbook. I really like this one here. Now, I know some people are going to want to take the Titans plus the points, and the spread picks video always brings out everyone. Every fan base, if I ever bet against them, they're going to come out in the comments, and that's going to happen. Hopefully, we're profitable, though. We were super profitable, hitting at like almost 58% last year, so hopefully do that again on spreads. But why am I backing the Saints, who are at home for their first game? And I think this is a big-time game for the Saints. Obviously, Derek Carr, new QB, in his first ever game with the Saints. Hopefully makes a statement win here. But let's talk about this the Saints defense, because that's where I think this team's going to have its strength, is that defense. And after being a top 4 rushing defense in 2021, the Saints kind of took a step back in 2022, dropping down to 24th. That's a big drop off. I expect them to get back towards the top of the league, but they did allow a 60% completion percentage, 3rd lowest in the league. And we obviously know the Titans. What is their game plan going to be? They're probably going to run the football. They got Derrick Henry. When you have him behind the QB, you're going to run the football. So if the Saints can't kind of handle that run, force the Titans offense into 2nd and longs, 3rd and long, I have faith that their secondary can get it done. And I really think the Saints defense is going to bounce back after having just a rough year overall. Saints team was just rough overall, and I think they're going to bounce back here. The Saints front 7, pretty elite, and their back, secondary, solid too, led by Marcus Lattimore and Tyrann Mathieu. I think they'll be able to hold down DeAndre Hopkins, the number 1 wideout for the Titans. And ultimately, I think the Saints defense will show up and be able to stop the Titans offense. But it comes down to, honestly, we're going to need some points scored too. The Saints defense can't score all the points. We're going to need something from Derek Carr, who's making his first ever start for the Saints, and I think he plays pretty well. I think he has a big game, because it's going to be tough to run against this Titans front 7. But the Titans last year really struggled against the pass. In fact, allowed the most passing yards in the NFL last season at nearly 5,000. That's bad. The Titans also allowed a 65% completion percentage. It's not like they went and revamped their secondary. They're returning 3 of the 4 starters. I really think that they'll be able to go do it. I think Byron Murphy or Bunting from this Bucks is the only other guy that they brought in that is going to be different from what they started last year. Like, no Alvin Kamara, obviously that hurts the Saints offense, but with Jamal Williams and the other guys in there, I think Derek Carr will be able to score enough points to cover this -3. Love backing the Saints at home, a really good against the spread home team. I'll back New Orleans in their first home game, -3. Hopefully they win by 4 or more. The 3 will push if they do win by 3 on the dot, but I think they'll win by 4 or more. Get us that +100 victory to start off the year. Now let's go to 2 other spreads. I'm going to dive into this one. This one will probably be the most hated pick. Actually, the 3rd one might be hated too. Going to the Patriots, taking them +4.5, -118 on FanDuel. Now, you see behind me over here, yeah, Jets pennant. Backing the Patriots, not something I do too often. So, when I'm backing them, I'm normally pretty confident in this as they take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home. Now, you can take the +4 if you want, but we know how many games can end with, 3-4 point score. So I'd rather, pay that minor juice to go up to that +4.5. I really like this one here because we could see, a final score like 24-20. Boom, we're cashing it, whereas the +4 is going to push. But a lot of people aren't going to like this one because everyone has big, lofty goals for the Eagles, as do I. I think the Eagles will be really good this season, but on the road, first game against Patriots, against Bill Belichick, I think they're going to be ready to go against Jalen Hurts. This defense will be good. And look, Jalen Hurts is going to have a little bit of a tougher time this year. Obviously, he was great last year and nothing to knock him, but teams now have more film on him after, he's been starting in the league for another year. I think to be able to do their thing against him. At the end of the day, last year we saw the Eagles be so good. 14-3 overall. Eagles 7-1 on the road, but only 2-6 against the spread in those games. So, a lot of the games they weren't winning decisively. They obviously beat up on some bad competition, but I think the Patriots here, Tom Brady, I think is getting honored pregame. I think the Patriots are going to show up and win this one potentially, at least cover the +4.5. Would not be surprised if the Patriots won this game. Obviously, the Eagles have a great defense. Mac Jones is going to need to step up. Mac Jones coming off a terrible year last year, did have some injuries in there, but call it spade a spade. It wasn't a good year for him. Tom Brady's getting retired or whatever they're honoring in pregame. I think Mac Jones has a much better year this season. I think he plays a lot better. He's obviously more talented than he was last year. They have better wideouts for him, although some of them are a little banged up. But Eagles coming off a Super Bowl, lost, and you would expect them to be motivated here, but I really do think the Patriots have a good chance to beat them. But I'll take the +4.5 for safety. I think the Pats got a good chance. We'll see how they do. Give me the Patriots +4.5. It's week 1. We're obviously all guessing. We have no idea how these teams will look in 8 weeks, let alone 1 week of the offseason. I think Pat's got a good chance. Now, for my third and final spread pick, before we dive into a player prop, I'm going to go to a team that I expect a lot of people to be on the opposite side, but I'm going back to this home team. Going to the Browns, +2.5, -115 on BetMGM. Now, if you're feeling spicy, go for the money line here as they're taking on the Bengals. And honestly, I think everyone's going to be hammering the Bengals. It's Joe Burrow. He's going to always get the public side on him unless, he's going up against Patrick Mahomes. And even then, he still gets the public side. But look, the Browns have actually owned this matchup before. And in fact, the Browns haven't, they've been all right the last couple of years. They weren't great last year. Been pretty decent the last couple of years, but they've owned this matchup against Joe Burrow. The Browns 5-1 straight up against the Bengals in the last 6 matchups since 2020. So they've been owning this matchup, and that's when Joe Burrow's been starting pretty much all those games. And while not a lot of people don't want to back the Browns, understandably so, they're not a sexy team. I mean, you just see them running the ball all the time. Deshaun Watson's going to be out here. Hopefully he plays a little bit better than he did at the end of last season. But at the end of the day, I like the +2.5 a little bit better than the money line, because we have seen already on Thursday Night Football, we saw a game end with a 1-point differential. So I really do think this Browns roster is very good. This is a talented roster from top to bottom. They have the position playmakers. They have, went out and got Elijah Moore. They got, obviously, in David Njoku, Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. This team has the talent to score. It comes down to how Deshaun Watson plays, and I think he plays a lot better. Obviously, he was out of football for a year and a half, 2 years prior to going into the end of the last season when I just trotted him out there in week 12. I think he'll be much better this season, and I think they can keep this one close. They really haven't had great quarterback play and still been playing up to their competition, the Bengals. I think the Browns get it done here, +2.5. I'll take the home team. You'll notice all 3 of my picks are back in home teams. It's normally where I like to go against the spread, especially in a divisional game. We love to back these home teams. The AFC North is going to beat up on each other. I like the Browns in this one, +2.5. I think it's a great pick. If you want to go with the Bengals, go for it, but I think the Browns is the better side to be on. Browns +2.5. Hopefully those picks go 3-0. Let's kind of wet the beak with the little player prop, and we do a whole separate video on player props. So if player props are your thing, I'll link the video at the end of this one. It'll be live around Saturday at noon time, so you have plenty of time to get it in, but definitely go check out that video. We crushed player props last year. That's what I'm known for, is player props. We're diving into this one. We'll have at least 3, maybe 4, maybe even more. So check out that player props and parlays video that will be posted on Saturday. It might already be live by the time you're watching this. We're going J.K. Dobbins over 59.5 rushing yards, -115 on BetMGM. Now, honestly, I play this up to about 67.5. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets 75, 100-yard rushing yards on Sunday. I really like Dobbins here, and I think he's got a good chance to have a big day and a great matchup. Now, obviously, Dobbins is coming in here, had missed all of 2021. 2022 was rocky, still coming back from injury, had some kind of injury flare-ups, but he appears to be 100% and ready to go. Was activated off the PUP list over a month ago. He looks to be ready to go to lead this Ravens backfield. And sure, Lamar Jackson, he'll get his yards. Gus Edwards, he'll do his thing. But J.K. Dobbins is the most dynamic running back they have on the roster. I think they're going to use him. And look, the books think they're going to use him too. His rushing attempts line set to 13.5, 14.5 on some books. So they're expecting him to get the ball. And in his career, when Dobbins has seen 10 or more rushing attempts, he averaged 83 rushing yards per game. This is the guy, like I said, dynamic talent. He can bust off a long run and do his thing. And I think that's what he's going to, I think he's going to get the opportunities here. And if he gets the ball 10, 15 times, I'll take my chances with him getting us 60 rushing yards, because last year, Houston stunk against the run, allowed 170 rushing yards per game, number 1 in the NFL. That was the most yards. And while they will be better than that this year, that's my not so bold prediction, because if they didn't address any of their things that they struggled with last year, this team's going to stink once again, even with CJ Stroud. I think they're still going to not be a great rushing defense. And that's not a bold prediction. They're not going to be great stopping the run. Didn't address the issues 100%. And Dobbins, I think, will be the number 1 guy. And we got got positive game script on our side. The Ravens are 9.5, 10-point favorites at home. You expect them to use Dobbins a little bit. If they're being able to run all 4 quarters, that sets up well for a guy like J.K. Dobbins to get his carries, get his yards, and I think he'll have plenty of chances in this game. I don't mind his receiving yards either. I think he could get rushing plus receiving, but I'd rather just trust the rushing yards here. I know Dobbins what he's good at. Sometimes Lamar is not, as reluctant to dump it off to the running back instead of him taking it himself and running up the field. So give me J.K. Dobbins of the Ravens over 59.5 rushing yards. I think it's a really good one. Minus 115 on BetMGM. Like I say, play it up to 67.5. But those are my 4 favorite plays for Sunday. We got 3 spread picks and a player prop. Like I said, more player props on the way. That video will be linked on the screen. Go check it out if you're watching it when that video is live. Like I said, Saturday around 12 or 1 p.m. It'll be posted. Go check it out. We dominated props last year. We're dominating them this year. Already 1-0. We're not losing a single prop this season. But I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. If you want to sign up for PointsBet, all the details down below. And if you want to go subscribe to my second channel, show it some love. Check out the videos. I think they're really cool. Links also on the screen. Let's have a great Sunday. First NFL Week 1 Sunday. It's always a good time to be alive, sitting back on the couch, sweating our bets together. Let's have a great day. We'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace.